Good evening and welcome as we begin a public hearing on the budget as adopted this evening. I think we should start with at least the Pledge of Allegiance, if we could, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Again, each person wanting to address us this evening, please approach the dais, state your name and address for the public record. Please try to keep your comments to the 3 minutes as assigned. Thank you very much. Mr. William Blake, you're the first person to sign up.
Good evening. My name is William Blake, 169 Corning Road, CCD. My comments tonight are in regards to the CCD taxes, the fire tax that I pay. With automatic aid now fully in effect, the entire town is getting the same benefit that I'm paying an extra tax for. I see it all the time. I'm a first responder with this city. I love every one of the volunteers in the city. I work directly with them one-on-one, every department. They're great. It's not about that. It's about the town getting the same exact service in terms of fire protection and other emergencies, I might add, on my dime being in the CCD. This is just wrong, in my opinion. It's downright criminal the way I see it. Now that this automatic aid is fully in effect, it's just not right. Something's got to change. We got to have an even tax across the board, or if the entire CCD knew what was going on here and that the town was getting the same protection on the CCD's dime for the extra 7 mils or whatever it is, you wouldn't have a room big enough to support any more meetings like this. Something's got to change. And with this automatic aid, it's nothing against the automatic aid, but with the town getting the same benefits, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm trying to be clear, and it's just wrong. It's just wrong that I'm paying, the people in the town are getting the same exact benefit in terms of fire protection now. The city rolls on every fire in the town with this automatic aid. And something's got to be done. It's just not fair to the entire CCD. I don't know what else to say. I'll think of a dozen things when I leave here tonight, but I thank you for the opportunity to present my feelings on it, because it's just not right. It's just not right. And if they're tired, like I said, I'm just repeating myself, so I'll stop now. But the town's got it made on my dime with the same fire protection. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. No one else actually signed the sign-up sheet, so I'll open it up to the floor. Someone would like to speak to the council at this time? Mrs. Filbert.
Joanne Philbrick, Norwich Town. Well, here we are again, the second and final budget hearing. There are 1, 2, 3 people here. 3 people out of 40,000 people. The apathy is unbelievable. So I hope you'll give me a little leeway in the 3 minutes, because I know you all want to go home, but this is our opportunity. And as I drive around this city, I am appalled at the poverty, the desperation, and the deprivation that I see. So I scratch my head and I say, where the hell are these millions and millions of dollars being spent? And I've come up with my own sort of scenario. What is the biggest thing in the budget? Salaries, benefits, and pensions. Your first obligation, in my opinion, is to represent the taxpayers, not the unions, not the special interest groups, those of us, and we're getting fewer and fewer far between, who actually pay the bill. Now, I will admit that there are some pockets of gentrification within the city, but they're becoming fewer and fewer in between. So I'm asking you, begging you, imploring you, dare I say threatening you in my own little way, that you come up with a solution. If there is no money or there are limited funds, you, just as we, have to set your priorities. If you have $5 and a loaf of bread costs $3.99, that gives you $1 and a penny to spend on everything else. If you have to lay off people, so be it. Life is not fair. I have learned that in my 80 years. But to add 9 positions in the current economy, I just can't wrap my head around it. So my suggestion to you would be, number one, public safety. Certainly based upon the fact that we had a murder this week, evidently. Second would be a reasonable and adequate education system. And third would be public works and infrastructure, the things that everybody benefits from that. All the other special interest groups, you need to make difficult decisions. I know it's a difficult job, but please, we have some of the highest mill rates in the entire state of Connecticut. And again, I say, what do we get for our taxes? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Philbrick. Would anyone else like to address the council concerning the city's budget as adopted at this time? Would anyone else like to address? Yes, go ahead, sir. Mr. Bowie?
Good evening, Rodney Boyd, 62 Roosevelt Avenue. She brought up some interesting points. One, the number of people here. You may think it's a successful audience because there's nobody here. You might think you're doing a good job because there's nobody here. But quite frankly, people don't come because they don't feel that you listen. Now, I've been here many times and spoke right here. You folks have got to realize that the pockets of the people of Norwich are empty. We don't have the money, or other people don't. They don't have the money to pay the way that everybody seems to think we should. We have policemen, firemen making $80,000, $90,000 a year. The average citizen out here makes 30, maybe 40. When I was a young man, I lived in a small town, and we had one policeman. His name was Luther Graham, and the only reason they gave him a job, he was too stupid to get another one. He was. Luther was incredibly, I won't say it again. It was the only job they could find that Luther could do. So he sat in his car all day and watched the cars go by. We only had 2 traffic stops in town. Not very many. Now they have 22 policemen guarding the elite people of Yarmouth, Maine. We have how many policemen in the city right now? How many firemen do we have? We got a larger fire department than the town of East Hartford. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to address the council at this time on the adopted budget? Would anyone else like to address the council at this time? Again, third request, would anyone like to address the council at this time? Mr. Blackburn, please come forward.
John Blackburn, 15 Alice Street, lifetime resident of this city, unfortunately. Right now. And I know the taxes have been going up every year without fail. I think it's about time they started going the other way a little bit. Whatever help you can do would be greatly appreciated, especially some of us my age that are on a fixed income, and it's getting tougher and tougher and tougher. I'm a little more fortunate than some, but not much. So life goes on. Try to keep the taxes down best you can and help the elderly because they're really hurting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was left last week, actually, the glass case. We're hoping someone returns to claim it. Again, would anyone like to address the council at this time on the adopted budget? Again, would anyone like to address the city council on the budget? Third request, would anyone like to address the council at this time? Seeing no one else, then we declare the hearing closed. Thank you for those who participated very much.